The importance of rest and moving gently. Sinking into my own pillow at home brought such overwhelming gratitude. I was there. The surgery was behind me, but I soon learned that being home was the start of a new, quiet, and demanding phase of healing, where rest wasn't just a suggestion. It was the absolute ruler of my days. For the first 2 weeks at least, I didn't leave the house at all. My world shrank to the familiar walls of my home, and my primary activity was sleep. The exhaustion I felt was profound, a bone-deep weariness that had been accumulating for months, through all the treatments and the surgery itself. It felt like my internal battery was almost completely drained, and every small action, sitting up, having a conversation, trying to focus my eyes, cost precious energy I barely had. I was still dealing with the stitches from the operation, and a nurse would visit every 2 or 3 days to change the bandages and check that the incision was healing properly, which was a great comfort. But mostly I slept. I needed a special pillow to keep my head elevated at just the right angle, as sleeping normally was still impossible. Even though I was so happy to be home, that initial excitement was quickly layered with this incredible tiredness and a persistent mental fog. I was trying to sleep as much as I possibly could. The doctors had been very clear. The most important thing for me at this stage was to sleep and rest as much as possible. Sleep is a big part of the healing, they'd said, advising me to avoid anything that might be disturbing or too stimulating. And my body certainly agreed. I'd try to stay awake for a bit, maybe talk with my spouse, but the pull towards sleep was relentless. It felt like my brain and body were in a deep repair mode, and sleep was the essential fuel for that work. Even with the excitement of being home, the sheer cumulative fatigue from everything that had happened before the surgery really kicked in. I felt it deeply. Slowly, very slowly, I started thinking about movement, but always with the awareness that I was still incredibly delicate. It wasn't about pushing myself. It was about trying to find that gentle balance, and I knew I needed to be under supervision because I still wasn't well and didn't want to risk any kind of setback. So, moving gently in those early days at home meant just that, the smallest, most tentative steps within the house. Maybe a slow walk from the bed to the sofa, then a few steps around the living room, just to start moving again because I felt so fragile. It was nothing extra. My body simply couldn't handle more. I was too tired, and after any small exertion, the need to rest and sleep would pull me back under again. This period was also marked by a profound sense of vulnerability. While the relief of being home was immense, I also felt incredibly scared. My head, the site of the surgery, felt so fragile. I was constantly, almost obsessively, aware of protecting it. Every movement I made felt hyper-cautious, walking very slowly, turning with exaggerated care, always ensuring each small step was accurate and secure. I was terrified of someone accidentally bumping into me, of any sudden jolt that could hit my brain. This deep sense of vulnerability made me consider every tiny action. The nurse visits continued, checking the healing, offering reassurance. And slowly, very slowly, with so much rest, so much sleep, and those tiny cautious steps within the safety of my home, I began to feel the deepest layers of exhaustion start to lift, just a little. This wasn't a time for big achievements or rapid progress. It was a quiet, internal time, dedicated to allowing my body the profound rest it needed to mend, and learning to navigate the world again with an acute understanding of gentleness and patience. It was about respecting the healing process, one slow, sleepy day at a time. Rest isn't giving up. It's a strategic part of the fight. It's in the quiet moments of gentle movement and intentional stillness that the real healing begins. But what happens when the world stops spinning so fast? What do you start to notice when the noise finally fades away? You start to see the magic in the mundane. Join me this coming Monday as we explore one of the most profound and beautiful stages of the journey, feeling grateful for simple things again. If this story feels important, sharing it with someone who might need it would mean the world. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what comes next, and for the complete journey, you can always find the link to the full book in the description below.